In Los Angeles, and you can see that there's a shrine that has been set up there, one of many that we've seen across LA and across the country yesterday, as people have gathered together to remember one of the great legends that we've ever had in the history of sports and one of the most beloved players of all time. And, you know, the shock that was felt yesterday across the world, I think, was nearly immeasurable as word began to spread of Kobe Bryant's passing. In this age of social media, I happened to be in an airport when this news was developing, and the reaction was astonishing. I've never been in an airport where it was as dead silent as it was yesterday, as everyone around me was just staring at their phones in disbelief. This, of course, from people who almost assuredly had never met Kobe Bryant. His was a full and accomplished and at times very complicated life. Here's Tom Rinaldi.
One name. Kobe. That's all we needed.
Buckle up for Kobe! What did I just see? Kobe, Kobe, Kobe.
From the time we first saw him as an ascendant star at Lower Merion High School outside Philadelphia, Kobe Bryant did more than shine. He captivated, and faster than that, he dominated.
I have decided to skip college and take my talent to the NBA.
Picked 13th in the 1996 NBA draft by Charlotte.
Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania.
He was traded that same day to the Lakers.
Golden jersey, baby.
And Kobe Bryant making his first appearance.
Bryant would become the youngest player ever to appear in an NBA game.
Kobe Bryant, 18-year-old rookie.
By his second season, an NBA All-Star. Playing with a flair, feel, and instinct that for many conjured Michael Jordan.
That is so difficult. Some people can't dribble between their legs.
By his fourth season in 2000, playing alongside Shaquille O'Neal, he was an NBA champion.
Are we looking forward to coming back next year and defending our throne? Absolutely.
The first of 3 consecutive titles for the Lakers.
St. Louis Lakers have made it 3 straight NBA championships.
After O'Neal left Los Angeles, Bryant would become a leading light and unrelenting scorer in the league.
History tonight at Staples Center.
Famously dropping 81 against Toronto in 2006.
And an 81-point game, 55 in the second half.
It's about the W. I turned it on because I felt like we were a little lethargic, so I just started going full bore, and it just turned into something special.
He won the scoring title that season, and again in 2007, and then was named league MVP in 2008.
You know, these are my guys, these are my brothers, and we have won MVP.
But for all the individual glory, Bryant's team accomplishments in LA weren't done.
Basketball immortality for the 09 Los Angeles Lakers.
He carried the Lakers to NBA titles the next 2 seasons in 2009 and 10, earning Finals MVP both times.
I had no idea how it was going to happen or how we were going to win, but I knew we were going to win. Like, this is supposed to happen.
His ruthless drive became known as the Mamba mentality.
I have no fear whatsoever. If I take the last second shot and I miss, so what?
And perhaps showed most when he returned from a devastating Achilles injury in 2013 to play 3 more seasons. And in perhaps the most memorable finale to an NBA career ever, he scored 60 points in his final game.
What can I say? Mamba out.
For all its longevity, Bryant's career was not free of controversy. In 2003, he was accused of rape by a 19-year-old hotel employee in Colorado. Prosecutors would later drop the charges, and a civil case ended in an undisclosed settlement. In 2016, Bryant retired from the league as an 18-time All-Star, 5-time NBA champion, and 2-time Olympic gold medalist. After his playing career, he wrote a series of children's books and produced an animated feature, Dear Basketball, which won an Oscar in 2018.
Thank you, Academy, for this amazing honor. Thank you, John Williams, for such a wonderful piece of music.
Bryant was widely expected to be inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame on the first ballot later this year. A father of 4 daughters, Bryant was killed in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. He was traveling with his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, to a basketball game when the helicopter went down. One name, one icon, one legacy. Kobe Bryant was 41 years old.
Number 8 and number 24, Kobe Bryant.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver released this statement saying in part, for 20 seasons, Kobe showed us what is possible when remarkable talent blends with an absolute devotion to winning. He was generous with the wisdom he acquired and saw it as his mission to share it with the future generations of players, taking special delight in passing down his love of the game to Gianna. We send our heartfelt condolences to his wife, Vanessa, and their family, the Lakers organization, and the entire sports world. And in San Diego, Tiger Woods was participating in the Farmers Insurance Open when fans started chanting Kobe's name. Woods did not know about the tragedy until his caddy told him after he finished the round.
It's a shocker to everyone. Unbelievably sad, and one of the more tragic days that I think, well, for me, it's just, the rally just kind of sitting in because I was just told probably about 5 minutes ago.
What will you remember most about him as a player, but most importantly, as a man and father?
The fire. He burned so competitively hot, and the desire to win. He brought it each and every night.
Stephen A. Smith, Jay Will, and Jalen Rose here. When you think about Mamba mentality and what that encapsulates, a rare intensity, the fire you just heard Tiger Woods talking about there, but what did Mamba mentality mean to you, Stephen A.?
Well, it just meant devastation in a different kind of way. It meant having the killer instinct. It meant taking no prisoners. He was coming for you, and he was going for it all, as I alluded to earlier. And as a reporter, when you cover the sport, that's what you're looking for. There's a whole bunch of guys that have a boatload of talent. But the reality is that on far too many occasions, you can look at incredibly talented people out there that left something on the table. There was just something that was there. It wasn't exhausted. And with Kobe Bryant, you can never accuse him of that. There was no stone that was left unturned in his pursuit of excellence. You've got people in the NBA, for example, their seasons religiously ended in mid-April. And sure, they would work out and they'd go to the gym and they'd work on their skill set or whatever the case may be. But there was a lot of vacationing time that took place between April and October. In Kobe's case, for the vast majority of the time, he was, especially, from 2000 to like 2010, 2011, vast majority of that time was spent playing well into June. But he was religiously known for going on vacation for a week or two when the season was over, and then coming back, waking up 5:30 in the morning and getting at it because he knew he was going to be the marquee. He knew people were going to come for him, and he embraced that challenge. He loved being the marquee. He loved having a target on his back, but he also was somebody that loved reversing it and letting you know you might think he's the target, but he's coming for you, and you better look out. And that's what you loved about him.
The thing that I found myself thinking about yesterday was, for all of the greatness, and it was almost limitless, his greatness as a player, the attachment that his fans felt to him was even greater than his playing career. It's very difficult. I had grown men I know who had never met him texted me yesterday that they were bawling, sitting in their homes and crying their eyes out for someone they did not know. How would you explain the attachment that Kobe's fans felt to him?
Because Mamba mentality was not only the score of a game or how many championships he won, it was a lifestyle. And Stephen A. talked about a work ethic that never stopped in the offseason. Also, he wasn't a guy that did a lot of champagning and campaigning either. So when he first came into the league, it was an older player's game, and he and KG were the young guys. Now, if you look at the league, it's full of young guys. And so over that 20-year period, Greeny, when you play in Los Angeles, a storied brand that won championships before him, that'll likely win championships after him, can you live up to the hype? Because the expectations when you're a star in Los Angeles to play for the Lakers is that you're going to deliver championships or bust. They don't hang division banners. And so for him to win 3 championships with Shaq and then reinvent himself as the Black Mamba, that is what allowed so many people to grow up with over a 2-decade period.
18-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, but the stat that stands out the most, 9-time All-Defensive Team. He was never the hunted. He played like he had nothing. He was always the hunter. Think about the cult-like following that fans have. The Lakers have maybe one of the greatest players we've ever seen to play for their team in LeBron James. And some Laker fans will not accept LeBron James because of what Kobe has been able to establish for the Laker organization. It's a legacy that is unspoken. It's just you can't put it into words. It's unfathomable what he's been able to build with the identity of Kobe Bryant in the Mamba mentality.
Stephen A., there's an admiration that you sense from other athletes. So, you know what? Let me hold that thought for a moment here, because we'll take a short break and we'll come back with this. But there's a level of admiration that you hear from athletes across the sports world for Kobe Bryant. And it was evident in what Tiger said yesterday, and we will have much more on that as we go. Right now, I'd like you to hear what Greg Popovich said yesterday. Popovich, of course, competed legendarily against Kobe's Lakers for so long, coaching the San Antonio Spurs.